Welcome to Secret Women's Business, the podcast, where we're going to talk about boobs, bras, body image, and whatever else takes our fancy.
I'm a woman of a certain age.
That, ladies and gentlemen, if anyone gentlemen are listening in, is my belly. I'm Pauline, and this is my belly. And I just banged it, because that's what we're going to be talking about today, isn't it, Dominique?
Yes, because we all have issues with our tummies.
Mm-hmm.
At different times of life, of course.
Yeah, now, it's a matter of scale. Nobody has an issue with their belly being too flat.
No, that's very true.
No.
I can't remember when mine was flat.
Even if I lie on my back, and after 25 years of doing Pilates and I hold it in with all the breathing, I do not have a flat belly.
There you go. I mean, that's a society thing. We've put that on ourselves, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Women are meant to be curvy. We're meant to have curves. I've always thought that this layer of fat...
She's doing it again.
Playing my belly bongos, is what's keeping me healthy.
Yeah, well, before my big weight loss journey, I really did have a huge belly. I mean, I've still got a belly now, which I've realised I'm never getting rid of. And so it's acceptance about that at this point. But I used to joke with a couple of my grandchildren. I'd get them to do exactly what you did and just I'd go, jelly belly, jelly belly. And they thought it was really funny. But in hindsight, I was kind of having a joke at myself, even though it really upset me at the time.
But look, the most populous country in the world, which would be India, the epitome of beauty is a round woman doing belly dancing, showing off her belly.
Right. Yeah, belly moving, boobs moving, the whole thing.
Everything's moving.
Yeah.
And we've got into this thing where you can't have anything moving.
And I got to say, the 90s really did that, didn't it? It was the supermodels, Hills and Cindy Crawford.
And that was the broad shoulder, narrow hips, almost like a boy's figure.
Which is, I was just going to say, that's not even the feminine form.
No,
we're built to have hips. When you hit your teens, that's one of the people think it's just your boobs that grow. It's not. Your hips grow as well. I saw that really clearly in my daughter when she hit that age.
Yeah,
that she suddenly was all curves.
And there's also this thing of different body types. Some girls are curvy, figure eight. Some are pears, and some are apples.
I'm an apple.
I used to be a figure eight. Now I'm 108. But you also get the girls who are like androgens with their broad shoulders, broad belly, very narrow hips, and they tend to be hairier as well.
Yeah, is that a testosterone thing?
Yeah,
I don't know because it's. Yeah, I mean, we did fall in love with that body type back. I think it was the 90s.
Yeah.
The shoulder pads and all that.
Oh yeah, I love.
We all,
love it.
Help balance the body out.
That's right.
But it's the tummy that's the big issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of those things that we do know about bellies. Well, I personally know about bellies, is that if ever I get sick, I have reserves.
Yes.
So all these skinny girls I see around me, I'm thinking, come the famine, and it's coming.
Yes.
I'll be kicking away their skinny skeletons, and I'll be living off my reserves.
Yes. Well, I've just had my mother at the specialist recently, and Mum's quite a few kilos overweight. And the first thing she said to her doctor is, should I lose some weight? They said, no. She said, at your age, we want you to have some extra weight on, so when you get sick, or if, fingers crossed, all that, you have that reserve. And it's all around the tummy with women. Yeah, definitely.
So I found that when I hit menopause, I mean, I would never had a flat belly, but when I hit menopause, it got bigger than my boobs. I didn't change anything. I didn't eat more. I didn't drink more. It was just the hormones.
It's hormones.
Yeah, bloody hormones. And the problem is with my belly being bigger than my boobs, I'm a double G. So I looked pregnant. That's saying something. That's gorgeously ginormous.
Very curvy and beautiful.
Yes. But I didn't do anything. I was still going to Pilates and I was eating healthy, and it's just what the hormones did. And after about 8 years of that, it sort of went away. Not completely. I've never had a flat stomach. But it's not as big as it was.
But you have a very healthy attitude about your body.
Well, there's not much I can do about it.
No.
That's what I'm born with.
But that's. I mean, I'm still working at it. I'm trying to trying to accept the changes that my body's been through. Because when I had kids, I was really young for a start. My body went straight back to being, size 8 or 10. It was ridiculous. Because I was so young. And the elasticity in the body and all of that. I had 3 kids by the time I was 24. So, of course, your body's going to go back quickly. Whereas now young women now, they're not having babies on the whole until their 30s. So they're going to find it harder and harder to ever get back to how they were.
But even then, some women do and some women don't. There is this expectation of women that they have the baby and 2 weeks later they can fit into their jeans. What garbage is that?
Well, breastfeeding actually helps with all of that.
Not everybody.
No, but it is a big help.
Yeah.
It does contract the tummy and all of that sort of thing. But there's no hard or fast rule with any of these sort of things.
And some girls have, when they get pregnant, they get stretch marks across their belly, and some don't.
Well, I have a family member who has belly stretch marks that are like tiger stripes. They are so obvious, and of course, she hates them.
Yeah.
She absolutely hates them. I think when she looks in the mirror, that's all she sees. And she's just so beautiful that she's worrying about something that...
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then other girls can have half a dozen babies, pump them out, and then they go back to skin, which is smooth. And that's just a collagen issue. Yeah. And there's nothing they've done, and they're not special. It's just the way their bodies work.
There's really nothing you can even do about it. No. Love yourself and accept it.
That's right.
Hopefully you have a partner that's the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't help if you've got a man who likes you super skinny.
Well, to get another man.
Yeah. I have known men like that, not in my life, but been married to friends that just want super skinny wives. I don't understand.
Then they should go out and get one.
Yeah, that's right.
If that's what they want, that's ridiculous,
What about the excess skin after you've lost some weight too?
Well, I wouldn't really know about that because I've never lost that much weight that I'd have the excess skin.
Well,
but look, there are girls who will have it removed. I think if you're having, because we see it all in the shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think if you have done things like Ozempic or you've had the stomach stapling and you are left with all this excess skin, which just droops and it's extra weight that you're carrying around, yes, you should get that medically seen too. But in general...
I've got a little bit because I lost all that weight, and so I do have a little bit of excess skin, but I've decided...
It's skin.
I'm not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, if you don't have skin, you'd just be blood and guts.
Yes. It's the packaging.
That's right. And, as far as men that I know, everybody thinks that men like hard bodies, my theory.
Yes.
And it's a weird one, but go with me on this.
I actually know what she's going to say here.
Any man who likes a hard-bodied woman is latent gay. Men are genetically set up to like things that wobble.
And soft.
Every single fertility dance, you're moving your boobs, you're shaking your boobs, you're shaking your ass, you're rolling your belly. How can you do that if you have nothing to roll and it's all hard?
I was just imagining one of these really skinny, or even me in my 20s trying to do a belly dance. It would have been impossible.
Yeah.
Because I was just skin and bone, basically.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Well, I could do a belly dance. But, and if I shimmied, I could never do the shimmy where you get the boobs to go in different directions.
I'm trying to imagine that. No, I don't want to imagine that. I take that back. I'm not trying to imagine.
I can go in the one direction, but where they get them going in different directions.
Oh, you mean when they've got the
pasties on.
And with the little jewellery
Yeah.
Oh, right. Sorry.
I'd probably knock myself out, but that's another story. But the thing about the bellies as well is that there are ways with our clothes to make them look smaller.
But it's like anything. It's dressed to your figure.
Yeah.
I tend to think that we are quite instinctive about dressing. Most women are. Not all. Some come in and you just think, oh, dear, you poor thing. But most people know what to wear to cover their tummy if that's what they want to do, or to give them a waist, give them shape with a belt or whatever.
But there's also the thing of if you make your boobs look bigger, your bellies look smaller.
That's a good bra.
That's a good bra. But it's just an optical thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you sit forward, because everything's about contrast.
And the thing I say to so many women in the shop is we all think that our waistline is the skinniest part. It's not. It's under the bust.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get the right bra on and push the boobs up, suddenly you look like you've lost 5 or 10 kilos, and I'm not kidding when I say that.
Yeah.
I've seen women go, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
But I mean, I've been doing Pilates now for coming up for 25 years, and I have a 6-pack underneath the keg.
I knew you were going to say that.
So strong, I could plank for Australia, but it's not the point. The belly never went flat. And for a lot of girls who do sit-ups all day to get a flat belly, what they can often do is they're exercising the muscle in their belly so much, and the muscle grows.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw a photo today in some magazine or something I was looking at that showed a piece of fat versus a piece of muscle at the same weight, and the muscle was bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that, but I happened to see that today.
And the ones who do the exercise to strengthen their side muscles, what they can do is they make those grow and they grow out. So all of a sudden the hourglass is not an hourglass anymore.
They become an apple.
Well, not quite an apple, but, they're cylinder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to accept it, and through gritted teeth right now. I'm getting there. Not as bad as I was a year ago or 5 years ago. I think that just comes with getting older as well. Just learn to accept the crap. I'm not accepting my grey hair, and that's why it's blue.
As you do.
I don't have to accept that. But there's short of actually going and getting surgery or something ridiculous, my stomach's not going anywhere.
No.
So I exercise, I go to yoga, I walk a lot. I do all the things I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. If you're healthy, fabulous.
Yeah. And as long as your doctor thinks you're healthy.
If you eat a healthy diet, exercise, everything else comes with that.
About balance.
Yeah.
Keep saying that, and we're going to keep saying that. Everything's about
Yeah.
balance.
And I think anyway, as you get older, you stop worrying about shit.
Yeah, well, maybe you don't negative self-talk as much as you get older. We've got more stuff going on in the world and in our lives than worrying about those little things. It's like we've talked about before about back fat.
Oh, yeah.
How
ridiculous.
We can't see that. But, I mean, the tummy is an obvious one because, it's the first thing you see.
Yeah.
And, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
Learn to love ourselves.
Absolutely. I love me. Do you love you?
I do. I love you too, Paul.
I love you too.
Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Really and truly.